Well, hello, folks. This is Jeremy and
Joy.
Yep, as you know, we're both admin on the team of Hebrew Hearts. And what's up with all the connections? It's been great just to see all the connections being made, relationships happening, things like that, which we're always glad because that's, that's part of where our hearts are for, not only ministering to people's hearts so they can become unique individuals, but also that they would have some, beautiful and prosperous marriages. I know not everybody's there yet, but there's still a lot of connections being made for that. So we felt like we wanted to kind of introduce this new program we're contemplating here in Hebrew Hearts, and it's the admin program, because as you can notice, it seems that that's a very successful place to be. We've got Jamie and Daniel who've connected. Both of them are admins. We've had Matt and Sarah, they connected, and they were moderators. Dylan looks like he's got himself a relationship now, and he was a moderator. Let's see who else is on there.
I don't know. There still seems to be some things brewing.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Oh no, we have got what, 2 more?
Yes,
names to the
2
list.
more. Yes.
Yeah. So Joy and Jeremy, FY, and then but you never know. See, I mean, it seems like, I don't know if it's a vetting program that does that. But I guess we do a pretty good job because it seems to draw interest. That's all I'm saying. What's your 2 cents or $1,000 worth on that?
Well, basically, when you're the Hebrew Heart admins, you're already pretty awesome as it is. And then you just put some of those together and you get what's called an awesome sauce of a relationship. So, yeah, here we are. And
so, by the way, this is completely unexpected on my part. Apparently there's been a lot of people that's seen this coming.
For a year and a half.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming, and I would have denied it was coming, probably. No offense, but just where I was at and my understanding of things. But just want to get on here and share that, yes, Joy and I are officially in a relationship, and just pursuing that. We're, we both believe we know it's where we're headed, but we want to get on and share just some things that are on our hearts. So, anywhere you want to start in particular?
Well, most of you guys know that something that I absolutely love is loving on hearts. That's my passion. I just want nothing more than to see each of you guys who come into these groups to know that you guys are loved, to know that you're valued, and that there's a reason you're a part of our group, whether it's just for friendship, whether it's to build a relationship with somebody else. You're here for a reason, and taking the time to get to know each other, to build relationships, so that way we can love on you guys, so that way your hearts can be nurtured and nourished. Those are all very important things to us, is that you're admins. And so, yeah, a lot of that took place in our friendship over the last year and a half on both sides. And
yeah, just want to, I guess, emphasize the importance of really weighing things when you're looking for a potential spouse or whatnot. There were, I had my own ideas and preferences and things, but I still had to look at the bigger picture of, and it's not that the Father didn't even bless me in my preferences and things. It's just that it looked a little different than what I anticipated in the beginning. But, we're both mutually aligned. Calendar, understanding, number one, the importance of family roles, kingdom principles, and ultimately our hearts and ministry, which we believe that as a forefront, it has to be, hearts being fought for, nurtured, just, tenderly handled until to help in the healing and a growth process of the individual, so that when that union is made, then they know, each person knows how to nurture each other, and so it is a give and take. It's not a take and take type mentality. But for all of you who've known, congratulations. To all of you who didn't, my sympathies and empathies. But this is something that just up until, you want to share a background on some of this?
I guess if I can try to condense this, basically, Jeremy entered the group a year and a half ago. Yes. And we quickly became friends and connected, and were hanging out and stuff. And then we went to our first ministry
United
weekend.
Worship.
Yeah, United in Worship. And that night, the Father used Jeremy in my life in the most life-changing way, to speak value and love into my heart, and to help me to recognize and forgive and deal with some big things that needed to be dealt with in my heart. And that set off the domino in my life, which has been beautiful, because now it's come and it's been a ripple effect, and there's been so many other hearts and lives that have been touched.
But as a result of that too, I mean, the Father may have used me to be a catalyst in ways for things for her heart, but on the flip side, it's helped her to really grow very rapidly and speedily in a lot of areas. And I mean, the Father's gifted her in a lot of ways to see a bunch of things, and so it's helped to more just enhance the growth in those areas, and then just blossom the gifts the Father's given her in regards to being able to pray for me and be a intercessor on my behalf in a lot of ways. A lot of this stuff that it's like I went to Israel a few months ago, and during the time I was there, she did a 41-day fast for me, in obedience to what the Father had her do. But still, it was something that, guys, I don't know if any of y'all ever had anybody do something like that for you. There's some amazing things that the Father can use people for, but I don't know, it's nothing I've really had anybody do for me. It didn't automatically make me say, there's my wife, or relationship, anything like that. But at the same time, it's something that, with the culmination of things that were put together, that I had to kind of stop where I was at and say, okay, I've got to consider that, Father, is there someone different than my expectations, and is there the amount of things that were in line with just the visions, the dreams, things like He's given me. It would have been foolish of me to not consider. I'll just say that. But yeah, we don't have any dates. We don't have anything like that going on, and maybe in time we'll share.
We go on dates.
Well, we do go on dates. We would be on a coffee date right now, except for closed right now. But we just went out to eat. But anyways, so yeah, now you got to say something.
Well, yeah, it's been a beautiful journey. I mean, there's been nights upon days upon weeks upon hours of the Father just dumping things on my heart for Him over the last year and a half. Just some pretty big things. And so it's been a beautiful thing where the Father has used Him in a huge way in my life, and the Father's used me in a huge way in His life. And the thing that's, I think, for me, what means the most out of all of this is that everything that has happened and that has gotten us to the point to where we are now, none of it happened in the normal way. It was 100% the Father. It was as if He was the one who just literally, He wrote this. It wasn't something that we wrote or did. It's totally because of Him and for His glory. But the way that He's orchestrated our lives, our friendship, the ministry that we have, the way that we're just completely aligned and in sync on all the most important things in our lives, the callings that we have, the way that they complement each other, it really couldn't be more Abba.
Well, it's like when I first came into the group a year and a half ago. It wasn't because I was wounded. It wasn't because trauma, bitterness. I just wasn't looking for a spouse in the group. Again, because some of my own expectations, and but I was literally just coming in to help. And so, of course, as good as Joy is with always trying to engage with people who, enter into groups and find out things the way she digs. On a good level, that was definitely something that I first noticed about her, and I was like, hey, I want to meet up with this person. At least just good conversation, get to know, who this person is, what's more about these groups, and even though we clicked and just saw the alignment of hearts in certain ways, it's one of those things that. When it comes to kingdom principles, kingdom mindsets, one of our desires is to help people understand that you can have some really deep friendships, and even though, I want to be able to say that you can have the best friendships without it leading to marriage, but right now I don't, I can't say that yet. Because this is the situation I'm in. So we definitely look forward to encouraging each of you as we continue, however that looks in the groups and however the meetings and ministries and just everything else the Father has for us in our futures. But want to encourage you as well that do wait on the Lord, because the Creator, He has so many good things. He has our future, hopes for our future, to prosper us and not to harm us. And had you told me a year and a half ago that I'd be finding my helpmeet, in this group, I wouldn't have necessarily objected to or the possibility of it being in the group. It's just my expectation was it was not going to be there.
Well, and I'm laughing for a second because I remember a specific post that you made. It might even be in your intro post where you said something, or or the matchup, the parrot post, where something was like,
I said, well, I guess here's where I'll find out whether I'm still allowed in this group or not.
Because she's not going to be here.
Right.
Surprise.
But, so you never know. I didn't, and, but the important thing that I want to encourage everybody in is that to maintain obedience, be busy. Scripture says to tarry until I come, as in Messiah returning. But while we're in the season of waiting for whoever it is the Father has for us, just stay busy, even though she was right in front of me and I didn't even note it. But one of those is because I was busy, just constantly doing what the Father. I didn't want to get distracted by, which this is for another segment at another time. But even the things that part of who Joy is and the way it complements what I believe my calling is, I didn't want that even to be something that would draw me into saying, hey, I should consider this person because of that area. But so anyways, just be encouraged, and don't really know anything else to say right now. If you want to add anything, that'll be good. But that's kind of just what we wanted to get on here and say. And thank you for everybody who's been praying just for us as individuals on who the Father has for us, the encouragement, the words of knowledge, and everything literally that's been poured into this. We do very much appreciate and look forward to sharing more.
Yes, we do. So that's it.
Okay.
Right.
So until next time, shalom.
Shalom to your hearts.